Visible?
Yes, sir.
What is DHCP reservation? So normally clients client get IP address dynamically, or we can say automatically, from DHCP server. But but no guarantee. You are not giving any guarantee. Why spelling of guarantee is not look like nice? This is correct. No guarantee. Every time client gets same IP address. So what we can able to, we can do it. We can reserve an IP address to a particular client. Okay. So that client get IP address same IP address every time. Okay. So that is called a reservation. We use client MAC address to reserve IP address for that client. Okay, for that client. Okay, so like that client will get a IP address. Reservation do not have lease expiry. Lease expiry kind of stuff not there. Always like a daily 1 hour only I'm using. Morning I came, I use it and leaving it. For example, boss is there. Boss came, he came and he spent for 3 hours 4 hours he left. Okay, so he want always same IP address. He's got some lucky number. For example, 52 is a lucky number, 53 is lucky number, or maybe a 25 lucky number. Okay, maybe 1 is lucky number. Okay, 10 is lucky number. So some people want like that. So last number must be 9, last number must be 7, last number must be 1, last number must be 5. So like that. So he want that particular number. For example, just for example, understanding only. So whenever he connect to the network, he will get a same IP address. That is called a lease reservation. So DHCP reservation. How to do it? First of all, go to client. Okay, check the MAC address. So my client is my C1 only. Go to adapter. How to check the MAC address, guys? What is the command for MAC address? This is my physical address. Note down 00-0C hyphen 29 hyphen 0B hyphen 31 hyphen 1B. This is my MAC address. 000C 29 0B 31 1B. Capital or small, no problem. Cap letters, small letters, hyphens. This is no problem at all. So this is a 12 hexadecimal number. This is the MAC address. Physical address. Or you can use command. What is the command for to check the MAC address? Get MAC. This is the MAC address. Okay. Another one is ipconfig space slash all. There you can find physical address. This is how to check the MAC address. You already know, but no one is speaking. So I am exhausted since last 2 days, and today is no one is speaking at all. I don't know. So tomorrow we spoke. Now it is already evening. This is my MAC address. Now what to do? Go to the server. Alt Control Insert. 8 minute rate 123. Okay. So go to reservation. Right click on reservation. New reservation. Give some name for the reservation. I put reservation 1, or you can use your client name also, no problem. So I'm giving an IP address here. I want to give 11 and MAC address of client. I copy the text from here and paste here. It came. How it is came? Because of VMware tools. VMware tools we install, right? So that's why we can able to copy files from physical machine to virtual, virtual machine to physical. Also we can copy certain text, part of the text. Also we can able to copy paste. So I add a MAC address. So which one you want for this one? DHCP boot pre. So both support, no problem. Just click add. That's it. Reservation is created for this particular IP address for particular machine. You can see this is IP address reservation inactive. Inactive means client is not yet get it. So client will get this IP address at the time of renew process. Client will get reserved IP address at the time of DORA or renew process. DORA means full process at a time of renew process or like that. Any condition. So depends upon condition. Client is now only started. Client now only power on. Then DORA process. Client is already having an IP address. Still time is there. So then we have to wait for a reservation. Or use command like a first of all disable and enable your NIC adapter, your network adapter. Or we can use command prompt ipconfig slash release ipconfig slash renew. It's not for renew, guys. I'm removing IP address and getting a new IP address. It will do DORA process. Okay. So here it is automatically refresh. Yeah, my client is still showing inactive, and this is 16 only. So go to the client. So what is my IP address? Here it is 17, it is showing. Very good. Again ipconfig all. Still I'm getting 17 only. So either I have to go to disable it and then enable it. But if I disable, again it will ask for a username and password. So what I'm trying to do is ipconfig slash release. It remove the existing configured IP address. What are the IP addresses configured here? It removes. No IP address now. Next one is renew. We try to go do DORA process so that I will get a new IP address assigned for me. ipconfig space slash release, ipconfig space slash renew. Can you see IP address is, I got it, 172.16.0.11. So you can see from here also, go to this details 11. It is showing lease expiry, but originally no, there is no lease expiry kind of stuff. Just refresh this one. Look at here, active lease expiry time is not given here. For client it is there, but here it is originally it is not there. And symbols also different. This is regular, this is reservation. Okay, guys, understand what is reservation? Understand reservation. Okay, no problem. I'll tell DHCP related, network related troubleshooting. So then we'll say like it is completed. So what is this troubleshooting? Here it is. Few things you have to understand. Scenario number one. Of course, this is also a scenario. Okay. The client device. Okay. Client not update IP address at when change of network. So I went to my office. I connected to that network, but my client IP address is not changing. Normally, if you are a static IP address, your IP address not changes. Okay, okay. So, but you are in a dynamic. It's still showing old IP address only. Means uh, other network related IP address. Previous network IP address. This is one, two. Okay. Uh, yeah. What is the solution for this one? Very simple. Same thing only. Disable and enable. One thing is disable and enable your network adapter. In control panel, go to network adapter, disable enable, or go to CMD, ipconfig slash release. Guys, important is understand process also. Config release renew. Release means it removes configured automatic configured. Okay? Remove configured IP address means automatically configured. Automatically configured IP address. Not static. Not static. If you are in a static, you don't do anything. It cannot do anything. Renew. Try to get IP address from DHCP server. Still you are getting a problem. There is a problem with your DHCP server. If client side problem, you will do like this. If DHCP server side problems or a network connection problem, then troubleshoot according to that one. Okay. Check DHCP server status, DHCP scope or a pool status. Okay. And network connections. Okay, so how to check that one? So simple. Go to IPv4, right click, display statistics. So it will shows how many IP addresses you have, how many IP addresses you have. Okay, how many are in use, how many are in use, total in use available. Okay, like this. So by 94, because 6 IP addresses were excluded out of 100. That's it, showing a 94. In use 1%, available 93 IP addresses are available. Number of discoveries are 5, offers are 5, request and acknowledgements. Why request and acknowledgements are high? Because my lease duration is 5 minutes. So, sorry, 10 minutes lease duration. So, every 5 minutes, request and acknowledgement will generate. So, discoveries are less, request and acknowledgements are more. So, better check like that and check the network. Next one is server side, restart the service. Restart the service. Server side, restart the service. Okay. DHCP service at DHCP server. If you want, you can restart DHCP client service at client. Okay. So that is one thing. Next one is uninstall NIC network adapter or NIC drivers and restart PC and restart client. So this is client side. So uninstall a network adapter and restart the PC or install and restart client or a install drivers again. Okay, it will automatically install. That's it. Okay, so these are the troubleshooting things. First point. Second, same solution, little bit different. Client showing IP address like this 169.254.x.x, like this. First 2 points are 169.254. So meaning is it's a APIPA address. It's error. So why it is happens? Let's see. APIPA, automatic private IP address. This range is 169.254.0.1, or you can use different ranges also. Means you can tell different way also. 254 means 169.254.0.0 to 169.254.255.255. Full range or a assigned range. This is the range of automatic private APIs. If client failed to get IP address from DHCP server, client client assigns itself an IP address from APIPA range. APIPA range. So client assigns an IP address itself an IP address from the APIPA range within the range. Okay, within this range it will assign. It is a kind of error only. So APIPAs won't communicate in the network. So simply. Okay. So here it is in these cases. In these cases. First of all, you have to check one by one again. DHCP server connection, client network connection. Okay. Same thing. So DHCP to the service restart or DHCP scope full availability. Sometimes IP addresses are completed. You can't get IP address from DHCP server. Next one is in DHCP deny list. DHCP deny list means which MAC addresses. So which MAC addresses which MAC addresses are not allowed to get IP address. It is like a MAC binding type only. So I will tell like a DHCP MAC binding type. Meaning is these IP addresses, these MAC address contained PCs should not get a IP address. Okay, or only these IP addresses should get a IP address. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's saying like only these MAC address devices should get IP address. That is called a MAC binding. So any MAC binding is there. DHCP scope is available. DHCP service. Okay, status restarts, do that kind of stuff. Check the connections, client network connection, DHCP server connections. Okay, So DHCP server status, check the deny list, check the MAC binding is there, like that. Okay. So once server and once we resolved these issues, the client will get IP address. Okay. Next, if not, or it is still showing automatic private IP address, still showing APIPA address in bracket 169.254, any number it will be there. Any number it is there. It's still showing like this. What to do? Disable and enable network adapter, or we can use command prompt ipconfig space slash release and try like this, ipconfig slash renew. This is another way. So this is it about like this. So these are the two things. Keep it in mind. One is APIPA address, automatic private IP address. This is the range of IP address. The IPPA address look like this one. First two are octets 169.254. Why we got a DHC APIPA? The mostly if you are not getting IP address from the DHCP server, the client will assign itself an IP address from the APIPA. Okay, so that's it. This is the troubleshooting part.